Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome, friends, and a special welcome to our brand new author, Kim Stefanski. Hi, Kim.
Hi, so glad to be here.
I'm glad you're here. First of all, congratulations on your book and
Thank you
your
so
book
much.
launch.
Thank you. Very exciting.
This is so exciting. Kim, can you tell everybody the title of your book?
The title of the book is Bodybuilding, just a little
Excellent.
a little play on words.
I like it. I like it. Well, I had so much fun reading the book, and I told you this before we pressed record that I think kids are going to enjoy the parallels. So I'm not going to say anything more because I want you to explain what the book is about. But first of all, can you tell us what inspired you to write this book?
So this story really started as a little story that um, my family and I kind of told each other at the dinner table. So when my kids were little, um, they were very into construction, and they're 10 and 13 now, so they're not quite as little anymore. But um, it was just a little story that kind of came to me about there being little tiny construction workers in your body that are actually using your food to build your body. And they liked it. They started building on it too. And, it became a thing like, oh, what are they going to use this broccoli for in your body? And do you think they're using an excavator? And what are they going to use these beans for? So it just became a fun little thing in our
Well,
in our family.
yes, I can see that being fun as you are eating, you're having a meal, but then you put it into a story. So now you get to share the story with everybody.
Yes.
Can you tell us what the book is about and who it's for?
So this book is about a kid, and she's sharing her, and like for love for construction with a little analogy to digestion. So she's kind of into those topics. And it's also about her little brother, who is a little bit of a photo bomber. He's kind of overhearing his sister talking about this interest, and he puts his own little spin on it with separate little rhyming verses that are kind of fun. Um, and so, yeah, it's these two kids, and they're just talking about comparing construction to digestion and how your body uses your food to build you.
Excellent, excellent. And what is it that you hope that parents and kids will take away from the book?
Yes. Oh, and who it's for. I actually wanted to mention
Yes.
that too. So, because I think it could be for a bunch of people. So, I mean, parents who just want a cute little story with some useful information, maybe like sneak in some useful information in the side door. It's good for that. Kids who just want to learn about this topic or just really like construction, families who like kind of a quirky story with a fun little analogy. And I actually think it could be good in a classroom too for teachers,
Yes.
elementary, but even maybe also middle and high school life science if you want just a fun story around that's kind of relevant. It could be there.
Yes,
Um,
I can see this. I can see this doing very well in schools. And you are a teacher yourself,
I
Kim,
used to
right?
be,
Tell,
yeah. I
okay.
was a teacher. Yep. I was a biology teacher in high school. So yeah.
Okay. So you can completely understand why a book like this would be very
Yeah.
useful, like you said, in high school,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think it'd be fun.
Why a boring
Um,
textbook when you can have a perfect children's book? Yes.
no.
So the other thing is, what is it that you hope that parents and kids will
Yes.
take away from the book?
Yes. I mean, first and foremost, I hope they enjoy it and just get a little kick out of the fun analogy and the cute story. And then I also hope that it helps families just understand that quite literally we are built from the food that we eat. And
Mhm.
maybe it helps us all just eat a little bit more of what's really good for us and really good for our bodies.
So essential, and I think so important. Um, like I said, I had a lot of fun reading the book, thinking about the food, and even telling myself, like just quietly in my brain, oh, I should be eating more of those foods. So I can see it. Of course, it's a children's book, but we can all take a little bit,
Yes.
another a reminder for
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah.
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 Kim, let's talk about your journey into becoming an author.
Hmm.
First of all, how were you thinking about writing this book prior to having children? I know it
Nope.
inspired you when you had children's books. So is that when things started, or tell me a little bit about that?
I mean, I think so. Yeah, it really started with this story at the dinner table, and then I just I don't know. I just had a feeling that this could be a really good story and that I needed to tell it. Um, and that's really how it all came about. So I just kind of started working on it on my own.
Mhm.
And I just knew it had to be a story.
I love that. A lot of times we think, oh, somebody has had a dream their entire lives
Hmm.
to be a writer. And just like you, for me, I never thought about it prior to having children and then being inspired to write a story about something that was happening. So, those of you listening, maybe let us know in the chat if that's you. Are you somebody that was inspired to write a story when you started having your children and something that Um, happened with them. So I want to ask you, Kim, a little bit about your journey because we know when we do something new, it always comes with lessons and challenges. Let's talk about challenges. What was the biggest challenge when
Hmm.
writing this book?
For me, it was really finding the time to write it. It was tough. I mean, like I said, I had the idea years ago and I worked on it a tiny bit at a time for years. And so I knew I wanted it to be a book, but just the time was hard with young kids and everything
Hmm.
going on in life. That part was really tough. But yeah, then I found you and your program and your team gave um, the idea and my creativity like a structure and a place to land and some deadlines. All that is so important. And so it just really was the magic that all brought everything
Oh.
together.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. I'm so glad to hear that because, of course, one of the things we hear from aspiring authors is, I have this dream, I want to do this, but I
Yes.
don't have the time. So there is a way, friends. You heard it from Kim. You heard it
Yep.
from Kim.
Yep.
What about lessons? What was the biggest lesson throughout the publishing process?
So I think the biggest lesson is something that I'm gonna, it's just something that I've had to learn a lot. And I would think I'll continue to learn, which is that sometimes you just need a little help. And it's cool to ask for help. It's cool to accept help that's given to you. And yeah, definitely I had a lot of support on the way. And um, so I think that's the biggest lesson for me.
I love that. That's a good lesson for all of us.
Yes.
Okay, so friends, this book is available today on Amazon. So make sure to go there, look for bodybuilding, and grab a copy of this book. If your children are in school, if you have young children, buy a copy of this book and send it in when school starts again in August or September with your child. I'm sure the teachers would appreciate it, your school would appreciate it. But of course, spend this summer reading this wonderful book and let your child enjoy a story, but at the same time, learn something useful. So it's on Amazon, it's as a paperback, hardcover, and ebook format. And Kim, okay, let's talk about the illustrations. What was it like to work with your illustrator, and if you can share their name?
Mhm. Yep. So my illustrator is Minko, and she's actually a friend of mine, and we've worked together in another context. So I already knew that we could work together really well, and I knew that she could draw, and she has a science background too, which I thought would be perfect for this book. And so I don't know, I knew I wanted her to be involved in the project, and so I just had to ask and see if she was up for the challenge and the project, and luckily for me, she was. So yeah, so I mean, I think the way we work together might be a little different than most author illustrator teams, but there's a lot of communication, a lot of encouraging each other, a lot of back and forth and pushing each other in a good way. So so it's great. And in the end, it's really, really exciting to see our names together on the cover. So
So fun. That's so
yeah.
great. That's so great. So, wish it's interesting you said earlier, the little girl, the main character, has a brother who's always photobombing the scene.
Yes.
I didn't think of that. And I mean, I kind of noticed that until you said it. Like, that's so real. A little brother
Yeah.
photobombing,
Yep.
whatever's happening. Was this her idea or your idea?
It was my idea actually yeah, actually started out as a smaller character and
Hmm.
then like he was so cute and had this personality, so he kind of got a bigger role as it went along. And
I love
yeah,
that.
I
I
really
love
liked how
that.
he turned out. So, and I do have a
Yeah.
little brother, so it's accurate.
You, yes, you can
And
relate. That's
and
so
so does
good.
she, so
Yes, yes. And what is the best part of accomplishing this dream for you to publish your children's book?
just like having this big idea and seeing it turn into something, real and physical that I can actually share with people is amazing and so exciting.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what do your children think about this now? Because it started off at
Yes.
the dinner table and now
Yes.
it's a real thing. It's a book.
Yes.
What are their comments? What are they thinking?
They're pretty excited about it, but I have definitely run it by them many, many times. And I think at this point, maybe they're getting a little tired of me because I'm so excited
Mm,
about it. But no, they're excited for me too.
mm.
And I think, yeah, they're just gonna be so excited that it's for sale now. So
That it's out. Well, you wait until their friends start seeing the book. I know they're a little bit older, but there's a whole thing about having your mom be an author. So be prepared. Be prepared for that.
nice.
Um, Kim, it's been so great talking to you. I know you've learned so much in the process of publishing this book. What advice do you have for an aspiring author who's watching?
My advice would be that it can be pretty scary to put your idea out there and put yourself out there. But you've got that gut feeling that you have a story to tell and people really do need to hear your story. And so my advice is take the leap. Like it's probably the hardest step is deciding to actually take that leap. And so my advice is to go for it.
Mhm. I love that. The hardest part is making that decision. I think that's really good for our viewers to hear because once you make that decision, it's done. You're doing it. You're doing it, and there's no stopping you. I love that. Okay, so for sure, friends, go to Amazon today and grab a copy of this book. And then, besides going to Amazon, where can they find you, Kim?
So I am on Instagram, Kim Stefanski Writes, and Facebook as well. You can find me, Kim Stefanski, author, and I have a website, kimstefanski.com.
Excellent. Okay, good. What are the things that you're putting on your website? Is there anything else to do with biology that we or that you
I
will be doing that we
I
can look forward to?
I'm definitely thinking about those types of things. Yeah, what other topics to put up there. So I don't have
I
it
love
yet,
that.
but more to come. Yes.
I love that. Okay, good, good. Um, well, it's been a pleasure talking with you, Kim. And of course, I've
Likewise.
loved helping you put this book together, bringing it to life. Before we go, is there anything you'd like to share or anything that you wish I would have asked you?
Just I'm super proud of this book and I'm so excited that it's out there now and that people can enjoy it and maybe learn a little something. And yeah, I'm so glad. It's been an
Well,
exciting
thank
journey.
Yes. Well, thank you, Kim. Thank you for the interview and thank you for following that instinct. And like you said, just taking that leap because here we are. We get to celebrate you today and we have a wonderful book that we can share with kids everywhere.
Yeah, thanks so much. So
Thanks,
glad.
Kim. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day. Bye.